Welcome to Mystical Beginnings, the Proem and the Parrot's Tale, from Rumi's teachings in the Mesnevī, Part 1 of 2, on Words of Wisdom. Known simply as Maulana in Persian and around the world as Rumi, he was a poetic genius, a theologian, and an enlightened master who graced our planet 8 centuries ago. His legacy's profound and diverse influence remains and continues to awaken the hearts of many, transcending all cultural boundaries. His prolific work has been translated into many languages. The venerated Master Rumi was heir to the rich literary and cultural heritage of Persia, the historical name for what is now Iran, and composed his great mystical poems in the Persian language. He was born in the city of Balkh, which was part of the Persian Empire and is now located in modern-day Afghanistan. He lived and worked for most of his life under the Seljuk Empire, passing from this world in the city of Konya, which is in present-day Turkey. The Mesnevī is a philosophical and spiritual epic poem by Maulana Jalal al-Din Rumi, written in the 13th century. This foundational work of Sufi literature explores profound themes of love, spirituality, and the nature of existence through allegorical storytelling and poetic dialogue. The Mesnevī is a poetic collection of anecdotes and stories derived from the Quran, Hadith sources, and everyday tales. The stories illustrate a point, and each moral is discussed in detail. The Mesnevī incorporates a variety of Islamic wisdom but primarily emphasizes inward personal Sufi interpretation. Today we are pleased to present Rumi's opening poem, also known as the Proem from the Mesnevī, which introduces the themes of separation, longing, and the journey of the soul. In the name of God, the All-Merciful, the Very Compassionate. Proem, the reed flute. From reed flute hear what tale it tells, what plaint it makes of absence ills. From jungle bed sings me they tore, men's, women's eyes have wept right sore. My breast I tear and rent in twain, to give, through sighs, vent to my pain. Who's from his home snatched far away, longs to return some future day. I sob and sigh in each retreat. Be it joy or grief for which men meet, they fancy they can read my heart. Grief's secrets I to none impart. My throes and moans form but one chain. Men's eyes and ears catch not their train. Though soul and body be as one, sight of his soul hath no man won. A flame's the flute's wail, not a breath. That flame who feels not, doom him death. The flame of love, 'tis prompts the flute. The absent lover's flute's no toy. Its trills proclaim his grief, his joy. Or bane or cure, the flute is still. Content, complaining, as you will. It tells its tale of burning grief. Recounts how love is met, in brief. The lover's pangs best knows, as ear receives tongue's plaint of woes. Through grief his day is but a dawn. Each day of sorrow torments pawn. My days are waste, take thou no heed. Thou still art left, my joy indeed. Whole seas a fish will never drown. A poor man's day seems all one frown. What boot from counsel to a fool? Waste not thy words, thy wrath let cool. Cast off last's bonds, stand free from all. Slave not for pelf, be not greed's thrall. Pour rivers into one small gill. It can but hold its little fill. The eyes are vast that's never content. The oyster's filled air pearl is sent. The heart that's bleeding from love's dart. from vice of greed is kept apart. Then he thee, love, a welcome guest. Physician thou to soothe my breast. Thou cure of pride and shame in me. Old gallant's skill was naught to thee. Through love, this earthly frame ascends to heaven, a hill to skip pretends. In trance of love, Mount Sinai shakes at God's descent, and Moses quakes. Found I the friend on whom I dote, I'd emulate flute's dulcet note. But from my love, while torn away, unmeaning words alone I say. The spring is o'er, the rose is gone, the song of Philomel is done. His love was all, himself a note, his love alive, himself dead mote. Who feels not love's all-quickening flame, is like the bird whose wing is lame. Can I be quiet, easy, glad, when my delight's away? No, sad. Love beats my plaint all bones to burst. My heart would break, with silence cursed. A mirror best portrays when bright, begrimed with rust, its gleam grows slight. Then wipe such foul alloy away. Bright shall it so reflect each ray. You have heard what tale the flute can tell. Such is my case, sung all too well. Let's continue with the tale, The Oilman and the Parrot, a story that highlights how we often become trapped in false assumptions, missing the deeper truths around us. The Oilman and the Parrot. An oilman there was who a parrot possessed. Soft-voiced and green-coated, could talk with the best. The oil shop her charge when the man was away. The customers coaxed she the whole livelong day. Her speech was quite human, her words full of sense. In all parrot tricks she was void of offense. One day the man popped out on business intent. The parrot, as usual, had charge while he went. A cat, as it chanced, of a mouse in full chase, bounced into the shop. This poor Paul could not face. From perch away flew she, took refuge on shelf. Some jars she knocked over, the oil spread itself. The master returning, first sat himself down. As lord of the manor, the shop was his own. The oil pools he spied, and then Polly's wet coat. A blow on the head made her feathers drop out. In silence, some days Polly brooded from grief. The oilman's bereft of his wits, to be brief. He plucked at his beard. He heaved a deep sigh. Alas! Then he shrieked out, days darkened on high. My hand, would it withered had? Ere I'd struck whole. I've silenced her prattle that always was droll. His arms now he showers on each passing scamp, in hopes Paul, her chattered, get back by some tramp. 3 days and 3 nights in this guise did he pass, despair at his heart like a lone lovesick lass. Incessantly sobbing and sighing, his word was, pray now, will speech return to my bird. A bare-headed mendicant happened to pass, whose scalp was close-shaved, smooth and shining as glass. At once our poor parrot her silence forswore, screamed after the mendicant, poor head, so, old bold partay, old bold partay. What is it thou'st done? Upset someone's oil jar? The oil is all gone. The passers-by smiled all at Polly's mistake. Twin bald head and bare head no difference to make. So thou, my dear friend, think thyself not a saint. A queen to a queen bears resemblance, but faint. Mankind on this point in great error still stands. The elect of the Lord are ignored on all hands. The equals of prophets acknowledged they be. Of saints they are the brethren, as all men agree. Fools say the elect are but human, you see. To eat and to sleep they're constrained, just as we. It is an honor to present the continuation of the tale, The Oilman and the Parrot, which highlights how we often become trapped by false assumptions and miss the more profound truths around us. Continuation of the tale, The Oilman and the Parrot. Through blindness, they miss the real point of the strife. The difference between them is immense all through life. The wasp and the bee eat and drink from the fields. The one stings, the other sweet honey still yields. The canes of two species in one land may grow. Quite empty that one. From this, sugar will flow. By thousands, examples of pears thus are known, which differ as much as does cheese from the moon. Our bread, in one case, turns to dirt in our meat. Another produces the mind, God's own seed. His food the one man swells with envy and greed. By like means another gains virtue indeed. One soil is productive, one barren and salt. One angels in heaven, the others at fault. In form, many pairs may appear as though one. Clear water is sometimes as hard as a stone. Accepting the taster by practice, who knows the wholesome from unwholesome water that flows? Supposing saints, miracles, tricks, magic wrought, they fancy them both the result of deep thought. Magicians, at bidding of Pharaoh, did cast their wands down to Moses' rod as a repast. From his rod to their wands, a chasm there must be. From his act to theirs, we an interval see. God's curse on their witchcraft and devilish art. His blessing on Moses, who chose the best part. To me, like as apes are man's miscreants all. To speak of them causes me straight sick to fall. Whatever men practice, apes will copy still. Our actions they mimic, of thought they know nil. They cunningly do what they've seen that man did. The reason they seek not, from them that is hid. A man acts from reason, an ape from mere whim. Perdition may seize all such actors and him. The hypocrite worships as aping the saint, for form's sake or worse. His religion's mere feint. In pilgrimage, worship and fasting and alms. Believers and hypocrites we as in Psalms. Believers shall win in the last judgment day. The hypocrites then shall receive their due pay. The two are contending one great game of deeds, as factions of Moabites and Rezites with creeds. They each shall go there, where their party shall stand, and each shall be classed as their actions demand. Just style these believers, their hearts fill with glee, but dub them all hypocrites. Rage then thou'lt see. The first one's ashamed of the last one's true self. This last name's a plague to the first, like an elf. No virtue in mere words or letters is found. Believer is a word in itself, but a sound. If hypocrite cast in their teeth be at last, as scorpions sting to their souls it clings fast. If hypocrite's name be not product of hell, so bitter at all times, why does its sound tell? This name's great repulsion is not in its form. The bitter it smacks of is not from a comb. The words but a vase. 'Tis its sense is the nectar. The sense of a book in the title may shine. Sweet lakes and salt seas do we find here on earth. The barrier between them thus far go not forth. They both in their origin flow from one source. Look not at their severance, it's matter of course. The touchstone's the test by the which thou must try, if gold be quite pure or debased with alloy. The touchstone of conscience, where planted by God. What's certain, what's doubtful, makes plain without nod. Perception of things mundane guides here below. Religion's keen sense leads where God's glories glow. The health of his senses man asks of the leech. Religion's sound sense from the Lord we beseech. For healthy perceptions, our frame must be sound. Religion's enjoyments through sufferings are found. The health of the souls through a waste of the flesh. But after much searching, it builds up afresh. How blessed is the soul that, for love of its God, has flung away wealth, health, even life as a sword, has pulled down its house a hid treasure to find, and built it again from that treasure refined, who cuts off the streamlet to clear out its bed, then turns on the water with which it is fed, who gashes his skin to extract the spearhead. The skin may now heal, for the irritants fled, who wrecks a strong castle to drive out the foe, then rears it still stronger to hold evermore. The will of Almighty God who shall control. These sentences written are parables all, sometimes in one way, in another sometimes. Religion confuses before it sublimes. Not terror, bewilderment, loathing, dismay, but ecstasy, rapture, love come into play. In trance of love fixed, one contemplates the Lord. Another, self-losing, unites with his God. Observe the rapt features of that one, of this. Perchance by such watching thy soul may gain bliss. Too numerous demons in human form walk. Beware, then, with whom you engage in talk. The fowler his whistle may play in the field, to lure the poor birds, saying, "Come and be killed." Each songster conceives 'tis the voice of its mate, descends from the air and meets with its fate. The sinner, in pious cant, uses a wile to trap the unwary who ponders no guile. The upright deal faithfully, truly in trust. The wicked imagine but fraud and distrust. A lion of wool is a beggar's device. Musailama named Muhammad in a trice. Musailama, liar, deceiver we know. Muhammad was faithful in weal and in woe. The nectar of God's love was the food of his soul. The wine that inebriates dash from thy bowl. For more information, please visit Project Gutenberg, gutenberg.org.